back. We are here playing The Between, Lilacs in the Dark, Episode 4. So, a little bit of history to be revealed at this juncture. We enter into a scene where there is a slightly portly, tall man, but rather handsome in a square-jawed, blonde way, and seems to be quite official looking. And he seems to be elderly, well, not quite as elderly yet, middle-aged per se. And this seems to be like in the past. And he seems to be quite happy as he approaches a younger, middle-aged Rose Lytton Pemberton Potts and slips an engagement ring on her finger. And this is amidst their friends, which maybe one of them in attendance is also Lady Ross Carter. And from the crowd is the little form of Victoria. And as congratulations for their engagement after such a long time, after a decent mourning period, of course, because Miss Pemberton Potts's first husband by arranged marriage had passed away a year or two ago. Victoria decides to congratulate them on their engagement by ordering Sir Thomas Shearer Cole on an expedition to a rumored haunted forest as part of her empiric expansion. Needless to say, the expression on Ms. Pemberton Potts's face is not pleased. And we fade out of that scene and return to the present, where the delivery box is brought by an unseen delivery person, and the residents of Hargrave House hear ding 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 at the door. Who answers? I'm not getting it. Somebody get the bloody door.
I feel like I'm usually the one that answers unsolicited door knocks, rings, so that if we open it and it's somebody with a, with a blunderbuss or, you know, an old-timey anarchist bomb or something like that, that I will be the one that, greets them.
Great.
Yeah, so Jack just kind of, kicks his feet off of the table, where he is, kind of carefully trying to fold a couple of pieces of paper into some kind of, into like a pterodactyl or something like that. And he kind of tosses them on the table, walks over to the door and, just kind of throws it open, expecting that he's going to, see somebody there in some sort of distress in need of Hargrave House.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I mean, you basically see a fearful looking boy bring a box, and the smell from it is actually quite enticing, but there's a clear note on it, or a handwritten sign on it that says, "To Lady Ross Carter." I'm supposed to bring this to Lady Ross Carter.
You have brought it to the right place, my lad. I will make sure that she receives it. Many thanks.
Penny for the guy, sir.
And I like I yeah, and whatever. Like I pat a couple of pockets and then I remember where I had it and whatever. I hand him a, whatever, tuppence or something like that.
Appreciate, governor. And then, he snatches it, and then, we'll run off.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Close it, and I've got this thing where I'm like, I walk into the dining room holding it like a waiter, and I say, Lady Ross Carter.
Who was it today?
A messenger who has delivered this, and I put it down in front of her.
Ah, it's a figs pie. My favorite. Have you ever had one?
I have not.
Quite delicious. I think she probably rings a little bell for Miss McGarity to bring some plates and knives and forks. She's ready to dig into this pie.
Are you sharing, or are you keeping it to yourself?
Oh, I'm going to share. If anyone's here, the thing about these is they're really good, but you can't eat them all in one sitting, and they tend to not be so good the next day.
I think I'll pass on the mystery pie. Jack, what sort of person delivered mystery pie?
A courier from the uh, whatever the messenger company. Perfectly seemed like a nice lad. Was not, you know, visibly injured or covered in blood or suppurating or anything like that.
I think it's at that point that Rose finally comes down the stairs. It's probably late morning, I'd imagine.
Who's Larabee? Still keeping American hours, we see.
Well, it was a bit of a late night last night, and I'm still a little I don't know, still a little banged up from that carriage accident.
Are you, how would you put it, peckish?
Absolutely.
And I kind of step back to stand next to Dr. Whitford and just like with a gesture indicate, you know, the pie.
I think by this point, Ross Carter has already like opened the box and has taken the pie out and sat it in the middle of the table. I mean, it's clearly labeled, right? It
Mm,
says figs.
to you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it has the little pig stamped on the crust,
right.
and the box, like, does have like the little label from like the fig family, but that little stamp is like their signature. Um, and since it's directed to you, do you have the honor of taking the first few bites?
Oh, well, first I'm waiting for Miss McGarity to bring me the proper cutting utensils
Oh yes, I
and
mean, like,
plates. And
she's
yeah,
like, while this whole exchange with Larrabee and Jack has been going
okay.
on, it's like she's brought out all the things, and like,
So,
Mrs. McGarity kind of like does a little sniff. It's like,
so we have
"Mm,
this scene where like I've got a knife and a little spatula in my hand, and I ask,
mhm."
who would like a slice? Larrabee?
Why, yes, milady, that's yeah, that looks like one mighty fine pie.
So I cut a slice for Larrabee and slide it over. Jack, would you like one?
Thank you, but no.
And Dr. Whitford, that was a no.
And I
Excellent.
think while this is happening, I think also McGarity is like, trying to slide over the tea over to Larrabee.
And so I sit down and I say, well, I guess that'll be more for Larrabee and I. And I very daintily cut a little piece off and take a bite.
You enjoy the first few bites before realizing it contains human meat. What gave it away?
Um, it was the sharp point that I got stuck in my jaw, and as I pull it out, it's a fingernail, like a large thumb fingernail that's been kind of torn in half. Not cut, not through clippers, just kind of probably ripped at some point. And I'm like, Larrabee, you might want to stop eating this. Dr. Whitford, what do you think this is? I hand it over to you.
I
That looks like an
oh, and
adult
oh,
thumbnail.
and when Larry and when Rose puts her plate down, she actually does pick up the tea and starts drinking that.
You might
Oh,
want a little.
how do you people drink this stuff?
like this. And then, like, McGarity will kind of, like, slip a little bit of a flask and go glug, glug, glug. And it's like, it's a little bit of like something to enhance the tea a little bit, you know, because she saw what was in the pie. Might need a little bracer there. And I think at that convenient moment, I think you have a like. There's not even a the ringing of the bell. It's more of like a bang on the door, like an insistent knocking on the door.
And I kind of raise an eyebrow and then, shrug, stride back to the door.
I say, I think, Jack, let me get this one. The previous box was meant for me. Maybe this is a follow-up.
All right.
I mean, you're welcome to join me,
Lady
but
Ross Carter, yes, if you would, I will be your chaperone to the front door.
so I grabbed the card that was in the box and I walked to the front door and I open the door.
And then, like, you see, hold on.
Shame where that meat come from, because that was a mighty fine pie. I'm just going to say, Rose looks remarkably nonplussed by the fact, by the realization that she just ate human meat.
Well, you see a medium-sized fellow with a spotless tweed coat, a tiny mustache, and like you don't see a pipe, but he smells of pipe smoke, and he's like in mid knock as you open up the door, and he sees the card in your hand, and he's like, "Ah, I see." And you recognize the neat features of Detective Inspector Pettigrew. Lady Ross Carter, I see that you've gotten a present from the Figgs this morning.
This one?
Yes.
We did. And
More than you expected.
it was unique. It was interesting.
We
It had
arrested
some new flavors.
We arrested Mr. Figg this morning. There was
Very good.
another incident. Unfortunately, his wife and 2 sons managed to escape capture. May I come in and, well, I'd like to present this particular oddity of a case to Hargrave
Please.
House.
We've got pie.
Yes, Pettigrew, was that your name?
Yes,
We do have pie.
that is the matter I am here about, indeed. So,
Well, please do come in. Maybe join us in the study.
yes. And he will follow you into the study wherever you show him.
And I think at the sound of someone at the door, and as people were heading toward the study, Rose picks up the cup of fortified tea and follows.
Okay. And like Mrs. McGarity smirks as she refills your tea, and then hides the coffee mug that she had prepared, and with a self-satisfied smile on her face. So anyway. Yes. When you're all together in the study with Detective Inspector Pettigrew, he doesn't even bother to sit down. I'm glad to have caught you. Well, evidently you had found out about the incident.
Yeah, unfortunately, you were about 3 bites too late.
I'm so sorry. We were trying to trace where the most recent bakes had gone, and only just found out that one of them had been sent here. But I was on my way here anyway when we had discovered the, from someone else. Mr. Figg himself is being held at Bethlem Royal Hospital. He will not tell us anything about where his family might be, although he's been singing some strange little song about them. Something about three pigs, long pigs. Anyway, singing a song about them, and I'm here to request your help.
I have some questions before we can proceed.
Okay, yes, certainly.
Who received the other pie? And second question, will you sing the song for us, please?
What? What? I
I thought Scotland Yard took their job seriously.
I do, but it's as much as I am quite detailed. I mean, I would not be note accurate, unfortunately. I do not profess to have the proper singing voice. Mr. Figg is quite boisterous when he's singing his song.
I will let Lady Ross Carter mess with Pettigrew for a little bit and then be like, do you have a transcription?
Yes, I had taken good notes. And then he will tear off a piece of his notebook that had a copy of the song itself, which I will post in the summary in a bit. But yeah, and the other person that got in the pie was one of the other residents of Shoreditch, who near the pie shop itself, and they did not want to be identified off the top, but I will give you that information if you decide that you want to accept this case. It is completely odd.
Well, I think sadly half of us have already accepted it.
Yeah, I definitely want to get to the bottom of this. Although I do have to say it's a pity it was made of, well, mystery meat that's not quite such a mystery anymore, because that was pretty damn good pie.
And he just looks at you, Rose, Larabee, and then just grimaces. We need to keep the investigation of the pie shop fairly quiet. Without official police presence, we don't want to set off a pie hysteria throughout the city.
I was about to ask you I was about to ask that very question as to why why the Great Scotland Yard was approaching us to try to take a case.
I should
But
hope.
that makes perfect sense. Does seem like it may well be up our alley.
I should hope that you would conduct yourselves with the utmost discretion.
I am nothing if not discreet.
As he looks you up and down.
She is, by the way, wearing a she is wearing her normal attire of ostentatious cowboy boots. She's not wearing a hat in the house because that's not quite proper, but she is wearing her like red poncho.
Do you have spurs on?
Not
Miss
at the moment.
McGarity would kill you.
Yes, those floors, she would kill you.
Not-
Absolutely.
It is really annoying to walk around with spurs, so she would not be walking around with
Okay.
spurs.
All
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
All
And then basically, Pettigrew would tell you that after listening to the song and transcribing it, he's come to the conclusion that Mr. Figg's song is a guide in how to find the other figs. But again, I mean, he will indicate, this is your, if you want to go ahead and, go talk to Mr. Figg, he's still kept in detention at Bethlem Royal Hospital because he's considered mad. Yeah. So your questions and opportunities, of course. So this is a special rule one. All 3 loose figs must be captured or destroyed for this threat to be considered resolved. So there's 1, 2, 3 questions and 3 opportunities. And you can do this in any order, really, but it's only considered resolved once you, finish the last question and resolve the last opportunity. Okay? So let me try to copy paste this all into the threat tab so you can see it. Give me a second. So with Figg's Pigs, one of the questions is, what kind of animal does Patrick Figg think he is? Complexity 2. Okay. Your opportunity is to lure the animal in quotes, sorry, out into the open and then capture or destroy him. Another second question, and you don't have to do these in order, by the way. Second question is, what type of victim does Obert Figg prefer? Another complexity 2. You're going to lure Obert Figg to you and then capture or destroy him. And then finally, what did La Hortensia Figg lose that she's trying to recapture or remember? Another complexity 2, and your resolution, your opportunity there is to find La Hortensia and then capture or destroy her. Okay? And again, you don't have to do these in the order that they appear, and the threat is only considered resolved once you do all 3 figs, once you resolve the last question. And there is a mask associated with this threat. Mask of the Pig. I love this mask, actually. Let me see, get down to it. Mask of the Pig. Each hunter narrates a dream about the pagan swine god Moch. Did Moch demand a sacrifice of riches, status, or blood? What did they each sacrifice? And that is Mask of the Pig. Okay? Boop, boop, boop. The pig. Okay. So again, each of those questions are complexity 2, but yeah, you don't have to stop at just the 2. Okay. All right. So now that that's been introduced, Detective Inspector Pettigrew is going to, just leave you to it. You will be so willing to investigate this, and again, keep it quiet because don't want to put off set off a pie hysteria. And they've closed off the pie shop indefinitely, especially because obviously Mr. Figg has been detained at Bethlem. Like just putting signs up, it's like, closed for renovation or for like vacation or something. Like they put up some kind of indeterminate sign kind of thing. But yeah, the shop is closed. But you can investigate that particular area if you want, or you can go talk to Mr. Figg if you think you can get any information out of him, and then other places that I'm sure that you can check out if you want. Okay? For that. And
Have we got contact information for the other pie recipient, or did Pettigrew decline to give that to us?
He basically will tell you that you can find out from the, hold on. He'll put you in touch with with one of the street contacts that he has. He'll have you look for one of the street urchins called Rag. And he'll say, you can't miss him. If you start getting a smell that makes your eyes water, then he's close. And if you start to cry from this smell, then he's is practically next year. And then he can tell you who it was that was the recipient of the other pie. And, yeah. So that is what you got. So you still have Enigma at Little Blackbirds, or you, like, if you think you have enough clues for that, you can let that go until dusk when you want to answer a question. Or you can all start piling in and like figuring out some investigation for Figg's Pigs. What would you like to do? And you also have the opportunity, since it's day phase, to do some vulnerable scenes if you want. Okay. What would you like to do?
I, for one, would like to have a vulnerable scene. I am full up with conditions, and walking around full up with conditions is not a good thing in this game.
Nope.
So that's one thing I'd like to do. If I have an opportunity for a second thing, I would like to investigate the pie shop.
Okay. All right. So Larabee and whom?
I feel like I think Jack would have noticed that Larabee did not flinch at pulling that, whatever, like realizing she was like,
Oh,
like
I think what she found in her pie was like a human molar.
a gold tooth.
A gold tooth.
Yeah, exactly.
You found
Yes,
a
yeah,
gold tooth.
That's not one of mine. Like, yeah, exactly. And so
that
so I,
just so you know,
yeah.
brain. I'm so sorry. Just so you know, Larabee, like go ahead and like put the gold tooth in your personal quarters.
Ooh, neat.
Okay, I will do that.
But I think that
Now
Jack,
we both have some.
Yeah. That's true. That's awesome. But Jack would notice that and would want to make sure that she is okay, because I know about your like delicate condition, right? So I would certainly want to get together with you to do a check-in, make sure you're all right.
I'm also professionally offended by your arm, so we'll at some point very ungraciously administer aid.
Now, if we're going by the rules, you're only supposed to have you're only supposed to have one vulnerable scene per phase, but
I'll hand that off to the doctor
it's
then.
okay.
Well,
I'll hand that off to the doctor.
It's
That's cool.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say that perhaps I would like.
I was just going to point out that under the new rules, you can have a vulnerable scene with more than one character.
Oh, I guess that's true. Yeah.
If you
Like
have
I
a
said.
condition you like least, also, I'm happy to. Whichever scene would more address the condition you like least.
Correct. I mean, I don't care, honestly. Just have scenes. I mean, like I'm here with the snacks. So I mean, like I'll just like, put myself on mute and like, watch with relish.
Yeah, want to have a scene with Rose, Dr. Whitford, and Jack? Would that work? Or
Let
just one?
I'll like I said, I'll hand you off to Dr. Whitford. I feel
That's cool.
like for those intimate scenes, we want as much as possible keep those
Okay.
between two characters.
Cool. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so I guess as yeah, so I guess as after we show DI Pettigrew out, I think I think Rose in her left hand is like still like playing with that gold tooth that she found in her slice of pie, and when she and she moves her arm and flinches slightly, and I think she turns to Dr. Whitford and says,
Come with me, Larabee.
Doc,
Nope,
yeah,
I'm interrupting you. Just come with me.
right. And you can call me Rose if you want.
I could.
Fair enough.
I don't think I'll take you to my lab, but there must be somewhere where I just like can treat a wound that isn't actually my personal space. So
I mean, if you've got like a doctor's bag, I mean, Like we
Yeah.
could go to, I mean, like we could do
Off
it
to
in,
the side.
we do it off to the side. We could do it in, you know, we could do that in Rose's quarters. I'll let you set that scene.
I've got a bag. I'll send someone. Do we have someone to send? I'll go get the bag. You sit here. Drink some of that. This is gonna hurt.
Right. Kind of figured it would.
I will return.
And instead of that decanter of medicinal brandy that you indicated, Rose has a Rose has an actual like two-thirds full like bottle of like actual Kentucky bourbon. She's poured some into like a a double old fashioned glass that she's taken from the Hargrave House bar. There is a second glass there, and as you come back, she says, "Care for some, Doc?" Now don't have too much. Now don't have too much if you're going to be stitching me up, but you know.
I think I'll pick it up, swirl it around, sniff it, and decline.
Suit yourself.
I am tempted as a player to pour it over your arm. I realize like it's not the best sterilizing technique, but I think that
I mean, it's the 1890s. We don't have
Right.
germ theory yet, so. And I think
roll up your
yeah. So she rolls up her sleeve, and the wound is not looking good. No.
And remind me how you got this, Larabee.
It was 2 days ago. It was 2 days ago. I was in the gazebo behind that. Player is blanking on the name of the little blackbirds. I'd climbed up there to see if there was any incriminating evidence up there. And well, when I hopped back down, I caught my arm on a nail that was sticking out of one of the rafters. Hurt like a sumbitch.
Unlikely to be debris then.
And as you pour the bourbon on the wound, she flinches, but she doesn't vocalize anything, and she just shakes her head and says, "Now, Doc, that's a waste of perfectly good bourbon. You know, that's hard to come by on this side of the pond."
Do you want me to stitch it up or not?
You know, she takes a decent belt of the of her own glass and says, "Yes, Doc, I would appreciate it if you would."
Would you like something to bite down upon?
I think I'll be okay. Don't have to worry about me biting my tongue. I've been shot a couple times before, and you know, I know from pain. And you know, in the grand scheme of things, this ain't much, but it's kind of festering.
I know intellectually that asking people, like, if she's not going to bite on something, I should probably get her to start talking. So we'll very awkwardly say, "Get shot a lot," as I begin to clean the wound.
Well, I mean, a lot? I wouldn't say a lot. I mean, okay, is getting shot 3 times, does that count as a lot? So I know people who got shot a lot more than that.
3 seems sufficient.
I mean, you know, I live down the frontier. You know, it's dangerous out there, and you know, sometimes there's stray bullets. sometimes you're performing in a shooting show, and maybe the partner you were performing with might have had a little, and she like shakes the bottle, might have had a little too much of this and her aim was off.
I guess the next question is, how many people have you shot in traveling? And I'm continuing to clean and stitch and
Well, she kind of like looks off into she like looks, she sets the bottle down, looks off into the distance, and like she mouths a few words that you can't quite make out, but she's 6. I shot 6 people. Only 2 of them are dead.
how many did you intend to shoot?
6. All 6 of them.
You're the one who implied traveling show shenanigans.
Well, that's how I got shot.
I finish up. Okay, Larabee, try to keep it clean. If it smells, if you notice that it smells off, come back.
She does kind of like a half-heart. She does kind of like a half-hearted, sloppy military salute. Will do, Doc. Oh, and like, oh, and to further answer your question, that's why you gotta be fast with a gun.
I'm not sure I asked that question, but I'll keep it in mind.
Let's look at conditions. So I'm assuming that the vice was bourbon, because that was all over the damn place, including Rose's arm. And then, let's see. Well, nasty gash got sewn up, so you can like remove that. All right.
I was gonna say that's the one I was going for.
Yep. And then I don't think that the doctor was out of her depth, like, talking about and also doing the very efficient stitches on Larabee's arm. So you can take that off. Okay. So now you two can come up with a clue to, like towards either thread if you want. I mean, like, since you're doing it at Hargrave House, I'm okay with either one. Like something that you think of, remember, I don't know, like however you want to phrase it, or if you want to wait until like answer a question, like if you want to apply it to Little Blackbird, you can always put down Larabee / Whitford to be determined clue, like TBD clue.
Can we? I'm just spitballing here. So I guess I'm just spitballing this here. So I'm tossing this to Matt, to both Kim and Mads here. Could we? Maybe after that we like went back to the dining room and started like investigating the pie and found something there, or
Sure.
do we want to just bank it and define it later?
I mean, again, I don't care which threat you do it for, but if you do it for Little Blackbirds and you want to bank it for the answer to the question, you can always put it as a TBD clue. It's up to you. I mean, again, I'm not fussed, like, depending on what you want to do. But I like the idea of you going back to the pie and finding something else. I mean, there's still the packaging. There's still like underneath the pie, like the pie pan. I don't know. I mean, like, whatever you want to come up with. I will give you a chance to figure
my own to add to my collection.
Hey, I'm gonna give you guys a chance to figure that out between the two of you, and I'm gonna go over to Jack and Lady Ross Carter. What do you two want to do? Because Lady Ross Carter has a condition that she can remove, or you can keep it. I don't care.
Well, I would like to during the day phase, I would like to. Sorry, I blanked on it. I want to go to the hospital to interview Mr. Figg.
Sure.
And I would like the good doctor to join me.
But of course, Lady Rossgarter.
Excellent. I believe your skill set will be most useful. And I say probably more than other people's. And I look at Larabee and Jack. I mean, maybe Jack knows.
I think Jack is probably best with altered mental states, but I'm happy to accompany you.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
Jack
Right.
just shrugs. Gets a fair cop.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
I
not
didn't know you. I
entirely
didn't know you were still in the
unaffectionate.
room.
That's too terrible. Oh God. Amazing. Like Larabee's off cam for a sec. But like, Jack, what would you like to do?
I mean, I'm gonna go I'm gonna go poke around the pie shop.
Okay.
Because that just feels like the place where we should, that feels like the place to start and then, expand outward from.
Sure. Okay.
Rose, you want to join me?
Yes, I do.
All right.
With Larabee. Okay, great. Okay. Well, let's head over to Bethlem Hospital.
Is there a chance we can get the transcription before we engage with this person?
Oh, you got the thing from you got
Okay.
the note from
Excellent.
Detective Inspector Pettigrew. Give me a second.
DI Pettigrew, yeah.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm gonna paste this into the doodad. Hold on. So you can see it. If you want me to sing it, I mean, I sing it differently every single freaking time. So, I mean,
I will never say no to you singing things, but I do not require it.
Rose
I was
asked.
oh, I mean,
Ross Cotter asked.
I will sing it again. Like, once you get to once you get to Bethlem again. Hold on, give me a second. I just want to.
I was curious what D.I. Pettigrew's interpretation of it would be, but
no, he
I'm
knows
not-
his
I'm
he
not-
knows his limitations. He's like, no.
he sings the hymns in church, but that's about it.
Yeah, exactly. He's a him in church kind of dude. Okay. All right. So yeah, so he would have handed you the notebook copy that he had with him. And he's already gotten a transcription from his notes from somebody else, transcribing the song, because he would have told you that this is all Mr. Figg is doing at Bethlem. He keeps on singing this damn song. And in fact, when you two get to Bethlem, so Bethlem Royal Hospital, there is a paint the scene. Sometimes surprisingly clean, other times not. Nurses and doctors dashing to and fro, wailing and chattering coming from deep within, and maybe the distant strains of the song, wafting, but you can't quite make out the words. So paint the scene. In your estimation, and this is for everybody, are the patients treated well or treated poorly? Why do you think this? And this is Bethlem Royal Hospital. So you can put your answers in the record section if you so choose, so you can remember what you said. Are the patients treated well or treated poorly? Why do you think this? This is about Bethlem Royal Hospital.
I'll go first. I think they're treated poorly.
Okay.
And we know that because every few minutes, as if it were 100 yards away, you just hear the most sad cry that echoes through the hallways.
Whereas I believe they are treated well within the grounds of, with what constitutes being treated well as a mental patient in Victorian England. Because this is where they send people who have active cases associated with them. There's like a crime that Scotland Yard wants solved that whomever this mad person is has something to do with. And so they need them, you know, relatively lucid, relatively uninjured, and relatively easy to get to so that they can conduct they can be part of investigations that they're conducting. It's not like they can throw them down some hole and lose the key because they may need access to them.
I think they're relatively well treated. I think there's a fairly high rate, comparatively speaking, high ratio of attendees to patients. So, because of the same thing that, for the same reason that they need to be accessible and they need to be relatively not dead, I guess, for interrogation purposes. So they're better monitored. And that ends up with them being better treated.
And I'm going to say some of them are treated poorly in that some of them there are some patients that are basically there are some patients that are constantly restrained, and a number of them are like calling out, or like repeatedly calling out to be freed.
Oh, and then just as a reminder, since this is a threat about cannibalism and including this bit about, asylum and mental health and all that kind of stuff, it's like just watch the safety tab, and then if anything, again, comes up as uncomfortable, again, please feel free and, use all the safety tools. And maybe even some where you just say, hey, let's pause things, or let's watch it, whatever it takes to make sure that you feel safe. All right. So okay, so you both end up here, and I think there's a doctor coming forward. This fellow has a luxurious head of silver hair, and he has his lab coat on, and then when he comes to you, he smells incredibly clean. I mean, it's almost like he's sterilized himself. And he has a handout to you both, ready for a handshake if you so choose. Dr. Rodney Walters. What do I owe this visit? Are you here to see someone specific?
I think Lady Ross Carter is kind of doing this a little bit. Like she's slowly walking around. She's looking at the walls. If there's anything written there, she's reading it. She's not really paying attention to this guy just yet.
I think Dr. Walters will turn to you, Dr. Whitford, and perhaps recognize you as, you are, of course, been recognized as someone who has given papers and all this kind of stuff. And then, Dr. Whitford, to what do I owe this visit? Are you here to see someone specific?
Yes. This is Lady Ross Carter. Lady Ross Carter?
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes. Are you
Mr. Figg, please.
Oh. Are you involved in that particular case then?
Mr. Figg, please.
I see. And then he will withdraw his hand, and as he's leading you, he'll say, just so you know, Mr. Figg has been mostly non-responsive, just sings his little song when you ask him anything. A fascinating case, really. I don't think any of the literature has ever covered such a thing. Someone needs to write an article, and it might as well be me, eh? He kind of looks askance at you, Dr. Whitford, as if...
I will nod.
Doctor, is it strange that he's singing a song, or is it strange that he's murdering and eating people? Which part is unique to you? You said moments ago that this is unique or unheard of. Forgot exactly how you put it, but
Singing the little song about his family, yes, that is true. It is definitely fascinating and strange. But yes, the little bout of cannibalism, that seems new. I hope it is new.
yes, that's what I was worried about. That you were implying that the cannibalism was common, but the singing was off. But it's good to hear that I was mistaken.
Yes, both things would be considerably issues to be addressed. Yes.
Are you familiar with any other cases where people are attempting to inflict cannibalism on others?
I'm not sure. Again, none of the literature has ever covered such a thing. But and he considers your question. Are you wangling for an information move?
Well, really, I was just fucking with him, but sure, why not?
Okay.
Yes, that's an excellent question, Doctor. What do you say, Doctor?
Yes. So yeah, I mean, if you want to roll an information move, this would be reason.
Are we still in the hallway right now, or have we?
I mean, he's taking you down the hallways
Okay,
and
thank you.
bringing you up to the floor to.
We're doing a walk and talk.
Yeah, walk and talks.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that your
It's a nice
roll?
solid 6. Yes, it is.
Oh my god. Okay, interesting.
I forgot that I was breaking up with witch dice.
Yes. Some people have the luck, and some people are like, "What the hell?" Okay.
I do love your evil laugh.
Thank you. Sorry. Oh, I'm gonna have to just go over. I can't deal with this right now because it's too damn funny. Okay, Jack and Larabee, you're heading over to the pie shop. Okay. So you're heading over to Shoreditch, right? And let's see.
Yeah, I think as we're headed over there in whatever carriage we as we as we're making ready to bring out the door and Rose is throwing on her duster and stuff like this. I will grab what is left of the pie.
Okay.
And fold it back into the actually I will grab what is left of the pie, scrape most of it into the trash, into the dust bin, right? But leave some little bits of it and just kind of put my hands into it and just sort of like smear some on my face and kind of like make it look like I was like a little on my chin, kind of smearing on like my coat, like I was eating it with gusto, right? Before we head out the door. And then I will kind of take the box and sort of tuck it under my arm, the pie box with the kind of dirty pie tin as we head out the door. And I do all this without saying anything to Rose, but then, kind of once we sort of, whatever, we hail a cab and we get into it together, I turn to Rose and I say, all right, how are you? I know about your delicate condition. Do we have any reason to fear that this might have put you closer to the edge?
No more close. I don't think I'm any closer than I was, but yeah. I mean, what I said was true. It's a shame that's made with mystery meat that's not such a mystery, because that was a damn tasty pie. But you do know what's in that and what you just smeared on yourself, right?
Yes, it's part of we're going undercover, as D.I. Pettigrew would say. So I need to convince anyone we run into that I'm an enthusiast of pigs pies.
Fair enough. Sorry, I didn't. So I'm regretting that I never. I'm regretting that I didn't find this place before they turned all murdery and cannibalistic. Then again, who knows how long they've been doing this?
So we don't know that they're murdering people to put them in pies. It could be corpses. I think that's part of what we're going to establish. All of us, at least the four of us in Hargrave House, at one time or another, have at least tasted human flesh. I mean, I understand your condition. I have lived long enough that I have found myself in situations where, to be honest, the first time I had, I was simply bored and wondered what it would be like.
Now here
And
I was gonna say here I was gonna hit now. Now here I thought you were gonna confess to be like to be like in a shipwreck or something like that. But
oh, that certainly happened. But by the time I was in my first shipwreck, I had already realized that I didn't need to eat if I didn't want to. Uh,
well, that's well again, I know your condition, and yeah, I would imagine that would have taken some time to realize.
it's frustrating, I say, and I kind of lean back in the carriage and I kind of do one of these on my stomach. And I say, no matter how much I abstain, I retain my shape. But conversely, no matter how much I gorge myself, I retain my shape. The gorging just becomes unpleasant. I had thought that when we would arrive, that I might uh, pose, as I said, as an enthusiast, and perhaps that might induce someone sympathetic to the Figgs to arrange to get me in touch with one of the fugitives.
Fair enough. Yeah, I was just gonna poke around and see what we found, but and there's also that urchin that sergeant told us about.
Indeed.
Might want to
But
try to track him down while we're in the area.
I want to reiterate, we've talked about this before, but should a situation arise where I nod at you thrice, once, twice, thrice, then you should go ahead and shoot me in some hopefully non-fatal spot, if that will help with our ruse.
All right. I know I can't. I mean, I know I can't. I know it ain't gonna end you.
It will also. I know that when you were speaking before, you said that all six people you had shot at, you did so intentionally and because you wished them malice. This will give you the chance to say that at least one person you shot at it was, uh, not intending them harm.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, rule number one of a firearm is you never point it at something that you don't intend to shoot.
Well, then, and we know that I can survive any such thing. So eventually, all right. Well, here we are.
So we are.
Yep.
Well, let's see what we can find in this place.
Yeah, and I'm gonna, we roll out of the carriage and is it like, I mean, is there some kind of Victorian equivalent of police tape, or is it still open for business, or what is the
No,
is
no,
it
no,
like a
no.
body
Like
standing outside, or
again, there's nothing official about it. I
oh,
mean,
it's
like
not
yeah,
like a shop or anything.
it is a
Okay,
shop. It is a shop,
got
but I
it.
mean, like
Okay,
remember, they didn't want it to
that's
be.
right.
They
That's
wanted to
right.
keep it
Okay.
quiet. So
Oh,
like
okay.
they put up a sign saying it's like they're on
Close to clean
vacation
close to
or
clean the oven.
something like that. I mean, like
Yeah.
something
Okay.
innocuous that like people wouldn't
Mhm.
suspect there's anything wrong. And there's like signs in the shop, and it looks like it's dark from within.
Mhm.
But I think like even Pettigrew had said before he left, it's like you guys can go around the back if you needed to.
Oh, well then, yeah, down the alley and around the back door.
Yep.
Exactly. Right. So, yeah, and then like probably give you a key to the place, um, like at least one that they could lift off of Mr. Figg. Um, yeah. So you get inside.
Yeah, let ourselves in.
For sure. And I think the first thing that you see is the kitchen. Like you've let yourself into the kitchen into that doorway. Um, And the kitchen has bundles of herbs and garlic hanging from the ceiling, an enormous brick oven, and a light dusting of flour on most surfaces. Paint the scene. The Figgs enjoy working together. What do you see that confirms this?
I've got an idea.
This is
there
the
are-
kitchen.
Go ahead.
In the kitchen,
Yeah.
there are 4 pegs, and there are 4 different size aprons, one hung on each peg. Disgusting, stained, blood-spattered, nasty aprons, but nonetheless, one for each member of the family.
I think the way the kitchen is laid out, it's specific. It's like the layout is such that it's clear it's clear that there's room for there's clearly room for 4 people to be working without getting into each other's way. Or 5. Wait, 5? Husband, wife. No, 4. Right.
There's a embroidered sign, piece of art hanging on the wall that says, "Too many cooks in the kitchen makes for a warm home."
Clint stole my cross stitch, so I need a moment.
Sorry.
I think there's a straight up painting of the 4 of them, sort of surrounding a pie, just looking happy.
Well, aside from the obviousness of the as you say, Jack, the blood-stained aprons, I mean, what else are you trying to find in here?
I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk right up to the butcher block that occupies pride of place. The great big, hard hunk of like hardwood, cherry wood or something like this, and that have with all the grooves and the notches in it and all that kind of stuff and everything. I said this kind of little dusting of flour. And I'm just gonna look around for just for just kind of grab a cleaver. There might even be one hocked into the butcher block. Um, uh, and I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna kind of look at it, and I'm gonna kind of look at my reflection in it, and then I swing it back and slam it hard into the butcher block, kind of as I close my eyes. And as the shock of it goes up my arm, I hear the noise of it echoing through the place, I'm going to think about what this building, what this shop has seen and what has happened here. And I'm going to use the old bones move.
Nice. Okay.
So, that means I'm going to roll with, so I have the Cosmic Passage marked, and I touchless into or otherwise attuned to a building's architectural details. I roll with sensitivity. And on a hit, a ghost, which I'm sure there are plenty of here, will appear and either help me out or make things difficult. So let me just go to which dice here.
Answer a question or perform a small task. Your choice.
Yes. So I've got my sensitivity is maxed out, so I'm just gonna go ahead and roll at +3 here and see how we do.
Whoa!
Wah, wah, wah.
Whoa! Another 6. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah. Go ahead and tell me what happens.
Holy! Hold on. Hold the phone.
Sure.
Jesus. Info move. Oh God. I gotta go. You know what? Hold on. You know what? It is way past time for a break. So, when we come back from the break, I'm gonna resolve both horrible rolls. Wow.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So,
All right.
10 minutes. Refresh your beverages because your guy's gonna need it.
All right. I've not had an opportunity.
Yeah, at the half an hour mark. So basically, at the 30 mark, we're gonna come
Perfect.
back.
Awesome.
See you then. back to Bethlem Hospital, where Dr. Whitford just asked about Dr. Rodney Walters. Dr. Whitford asked Dr. Walters about any patients knowingly inflicting cannibalism on others. And you rolled a 6. I think by this point, you've gotten to a door at the end of the hallway. And I think you see Dr. Walters stop. And he will turn to you slowly, Dr. Whitford, and then say, "Well, I suppose you could always find out for yourself." And you hear the creaking of a couple of doors behind you two. And you see like 2 orderlies that have opened up a couple of doors, and out steps Mr. Figg and another patient. And then you start to hear Mr. Figg sing his little song. And they start to advance as Mr. Figg sings his song. And then when you turn back to Dr. Walters, you realize he's wearing on his lapel a little tiny pin that looks like a little pig. And then he pulls out from his lab coat, and it's like, it just might be dinner time. If you would rather not, then I suppose we could always have you use a mask.
I'll use a mask.
Okie dokie.
Then I'll never ask a question. That's clearly what this game is trying to get me to do.
Okay, which mask are you going to use?
Never hesitate to use the threat mask. That's what I say.
Oh, I don't remember. What is the threat mask? Is this
Mask of the pig. I put it in there.
So is the threat mask the one that you can use to bump up the answer a question roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I will take Jim's good advice. Let's have some pig dreams. I will
Okay.
use.
Yep. So this is where everybody gets to use it, okay? So I will need everybody to narrate Mask of the Pig. Each hunter narrates a dream about the pagan swine god Moch. Did Moch demand a sacrifice of riches, status, or blood? What did they each sacrifice? And I imagine this would be about your particular hunter. Okay? So, think on it. You don't have to do it right now. Mask of the Pig. Okay? So, we're going to mark that as being used. Okay? Or it will be. And then, 7 to 9. He thinks on it. And so this doesn't happen, of course, and he brings you, as he's walking down the hallway, he's thinking upon it and considering your question very seriously. Patients that inflict cannibalism on others. No, I mean, he is just a very strange, unusual being unto himself, Mr. Figg is. And sorry, I'm just trying to gather a clue that would make sense in this context. Do you know, even with singing his song, he's picked up an interesting habit even for the short time that he's been here. We've found that he's been collecting little skeletons, mice skeletons, And somehow he's been finding them and piling them up in a corner of his cell, no matter how, well, we don't know how he's getting them. He tells us that he finds them underneath his bed. That is the clue. My skeleton's in an unusual place. And we don't know how he's acquiring these things at all. But, yes, if you can make head or tail of what he's saying, please let me know. If I can offer any other help, again, please call upon me. I will be making my rounds, seeing to the other patients. But here you are. And as you're, approaching the door, you can hear, like, the drifting of the song, like, through the door. And it's one of those doors that has, like, the little panel, like, in like about eye level that you can kind of, like, unlatch and then kind of look into the room.
I ask the doctor, I say, Doctor, is it safe for us to go in there and question him?
I don't know if you'd want to do that without being accompanied, without an orderly, because...
Well, then get an orderly, please, because I would like to go in and interview him. Hell, even get 2 if that'll make you feel better.
It would. At once.
Call
Please.
3.
And then, yeah, I mean, like, you will wait a few minutes, but then you will have 3 orderlies, of varying size, but I mean, like, fairly big, because once he unlocks the door, you will see Titus Figg there. And Titus Figg is a great ogre of a man, probably like 3 times the size of like the burliest man that you've ever seen. But he seems to have like soft pink hands, like almost as tender as dough, and his eyes are incredibly blue. And he just kind of like, will kind of turn to you, have a very wide smile on his face, and he's singing very softly at first, but then it, like, you hear it start to raise in volume as he's singing his song. Yeah, Dr. Whitford, I mean, like, like he's maybe in the middle of like one of the verses of his song. I mean, like, if you start pulling out the note, the transcription from D.I. Pettigrew, you catch him at the at a particularly operatic moment, because then he's almost like, starts to like put a hand on his heart and sings to you, and it's like, and goes into the my love, la belle hortensia, the gravy to my crust, the hold that which she loved and lost, she'll do what she must. Sing a song of 3 figs, the names you all now know. You'll see them down old London town, and in the sack you'll go. And then, like, he's got that really, like, rictus grin on his face, and he'll start to approach, but then the 3 orderlies get in front of you both. And he kind of just takes a step back, but then we'll start to sing the song again.
I think I start to clap as he finishes his song. And I say, Mr. Figg, that was delightful. Would you please have a seat?
He will bow, but he will start to dance around the room, and he's very graceful for a big guy. But you hear him sing. Start to sing his stanzas again.
Yes, we've heard. Please.
I will quote himself. I'll be like, yes, yes, blah, 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 and read the lyrics to him to see if he acknowledges that I'm mimicking him. Yes, yeah. Yes, apples of your eye.
Yes, I mean, like, and like, as you're quoting, like, he will almost like hold out his hands as if he's like, dancing with you as you're like, chanting or chanting the words with him, and like kind of like, as if he's dancing with you, but dancing verbally with you. But the orderlies will always like, keep him at a respectful distance from you both, for sure. and he
Lady
will
Ross
just.
Carter, what were you hoping to get out of this delightful gentleman?
Well, I was hoping he would show us the respect we deserve. And I say that really loud so he would hear it, and have a conversation with us.
Continues to sing, but
but I
winks at you, Lady Ross Carter.
see. Look, he just winked at me. I think he's putting us on. Can I like
What would you like to do?
investigate this, or is there any way to pick up any clues in this space?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
yeah.
you can totally do an info move. You just.
I
have
mean,
to
that's
tell
what I
me
was
how.
trying. That's what I was trying to do is like actually interact with him, like get him to sit down or interact with me at all. And since he like winked at me,
Yeah. So I mean, you just tell me how you want to and what stat you're using.
well, I think I'm gonna like try to get a little closer, and I'm just gonna be asking him questions, or perhaps maybe I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna notice the biggest orderly, and I'm gonna go up to that guy.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say, how often an hour do you suppose he does this?
Okay. And so let's see.
Or maybe I'm asking him just like what is he noticing that this guy's doing that's odd.
That sounds like reason.
Other than singing, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like reason to me. So
yeah. Here we go. I rolled a 7.
Okay. 7. All right. Noticing. Yeah, I mean the biggest orderly is like just kind of like, he has his hands at the ready just in case Mr. Figg gets a little too close as he's dancing around and like singing his song, and he kind of considers your question very, very seriously. What does he notice? I think he will say, give me a second as I breeze through these clues, what makes sense. Yeah, he just keeps on like trying to sing that bloody song, Mum. I mean, just one of the. It doesn't seem to want to communicate much ever since they brought him in. Just keeps on saying the same damn song with the stanzas. But I will say, what I have noticed when they tried to get him to wear like other things since he's been in here. He left. It was almost like he was wearing multiple layers of garments, yeah? But he left them in a heap in the corner. The opposite corner of all them little, like, mice skeletons, yeah? And the heap of clothing, they were all red. Like, not bloody or anything, but I mean, they were all colored red. And that is your clue. A heap of clothing discarded, and the dominant color is red.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, do you have a name for this guy, this orderly?
I do not. What would you like to name him?
I'll think of that in a moment. But I thank him for giving us this information, and I look at him and I say, "You're quite a big man. Do you ever wrestle?"
Only my friends for fun, Mum.
Would you like to take up a new hobby? And I slip him a card that has the address of my gym.
And he can, and he.
The goal is I'd like to have a vulnerable scene at my gym.
Okay.
With this guy.
Sure. All right. Cool. Yeah, like if you want to name him, I'm like, I'm open to whatever you want to name him. Yeah. All right. Cool. And that's Lady Ross Carter and Dr. Whitford. Holy crap. For right now, let's go over to Jack and Larabee. Jack, you tried to do old bones on an info move with the cleaver, huh? Oh boy, on a 6. See, This is difficult for me because, like, with the condemned, you might want to be dead. You might want to. um.
It's sort of the point of playing this character.
Oh, I know. I know. You might want
Or,
to be
you
dead.
know, or, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I want to say.
It's still just day phase, so.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Okay, I got it. So I think when you. Because also La Hortensia is a trap maker. Okay. So I think, like, when you do this thing with the cleaver and you try to call upon the, like, a ghost or what have you, I think something happens where you start to hear like a, and then, like, all of a sudden you start feeling air underneath your feet as you fall through a trap door, and it immediately, like, goes up behind you. And Larrabee, I don't know that you even, like, were looking where Jack was necessarily. Maybe you were getting ready to go into the other room and then you heard, like, some noises behind you, and then before you knew it, Jack is gone. And that's if you let the 6
Mike,
stand.
you're muted.
You want to mark any? You want me to mark any kind of condition or anything, or just?
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah. Hold on. Let's see. I think when you fall through the trap door, you find yourself going down like a chute,
Sure.
right? And you're going down into the basement, where at the very end of the chute, I think you're going to stare into the wonderful features of. Give me a second. Well, you slide down the chute. It's extremely dark, but you hear the scrape of a knife against stone. And maybe in the shaft of light from a basement window, you see a thin, oily smile. And you hear, "Oh, welcome. Welcome, little birdie. Hi. How are you? Only 2 states of being. A piglet suckling at the teat of moth, swollen and happy, or food for the trough. Which will you be today, I wonder? Will you join me at the breast of the great he-sow? Or shall we grind up your blood and bones for the slop?"
And I laugh. And I, kind of stand and, like, I kind of like brandish my pie box, right? Like it's a, like it's a totem of some kind. And can I fold my flashback into this? Like, as I kind of talk about, like,
Do you want to do your Mask of the Pig now?
yeah, if I
Oh,
could.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead. Go right ahead.
And so I say to him, I am no piglet, nor am I for the trough. I pull the cart. And let me just take a look at my little thing that I wrote here. And I say, during the darkest years of the plague, during the darkest days of the plague years, I am pulling a cart. My plague mask distinctively more porcine than corvid. I collect my charges, some still warm, some still moaning. I heap them one atop the other until I groan with the effort of hauling the rickety wagon to the edge of the pit. I dump the bodies into the trenches, the bloated, decrepit swine who roam amidst the carnage, snuffle and snort in anticipation with the last of the bodies. Dumped, I salute. And I like make a kind of a like this ostentatious like I, kind of press the pie box to my head like it's this bizarre salute that I'm making and then kind of toss it to the side. The largest and most pugnacious of the boars before I reach to my throat with the rusty blade and open it wide, baptizing the swine and their rough lord.
Oh,
Jim, you accidentally muted yourself like right as
Sorry.
you cut your throat.
yep.
And open my throat wide, baptizing the swine and their rough lord as they dance and squeal, and I tumble into the abyss. I am not for the trough. I am not suckling at the teat. I am both. And I mean, I guess maybe this is like, I don't know whether we're into like this is threatening enough to be a night move, but I basically want to try and like convince him that I'm as or her or them, I'm as crazy as they are, and that they should take me along with them in whatever, take me in unless it's like just an information move to get a clue.
You're gonna have to convince Obert the blade because
Yeah.
again, that big ass knife is
Sure.
shining in that shaft of light.
Mhm.
A butcher's knife as long as your leg for sure.
Yep.
So I'm gonna call this a night move.
Sure.
Yeah, he's going. I
That
mean,
feels
regardless if
fair
you're
to me.
like it feels like either composure or presence if you're trying to convince him. But I'm gonna say that yeah, I mean, what do you think will happen if you fail or lose your nerve?
He'll chop me into itty bitty pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And then go after Rose.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because he's a follower of the swine god Moch, he's going to dedicate you and, chop up your bits and dedicate you to the porcine deity. And yeah, I mean, like, he'll have great pleasure, like, putting your pieces on the altar, you know,
Okay.
and probably,
Um,
have,
oh, you know what?
yeah.
I just thought of something even worse, which is going to chop me up and serve me to my friends.
That's probably pretty good. Yeah. That's probably pretty damn good.
That's
Oh gosh, yeah.
that's my real concern here, I think.
Yeah. That would be interesting. God dang it. Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, when I do this, I thrust my hand forward into that shaft of light
Mm-hmm.
to show him that mark that I bear. And so the way this move is written, and this is a thing that is always open to, kind of interpretation,
Sure.
which is this is my marked by death
Okay.
or branded by death. I bear a permanent mark visible to anyone capable of seeing mystic signs and portents.
Mm-hmm.
It's a brand that marks me as having committed a grievous infraction against the higher powers. I roll with advantage when negotiating with any party who makes their own deals with such beings when I willingly show them my brand.
Okay. Got it. Okay, so yeah, you'll roll with advantage, making the deal, yeah, with do you want to call it presence or composure? I'll give you the choice.
I mean, I'll take composure because I've got a one in that, and like I'm not great at making friends with people, but I am good at keeping my shit together in weird situations. So
I'll take
like I don't care if he likes me. I just want
No,
him
no, no. Yeah.
to
Well,
to believe that he is mostly like to like he's used to, I assume, being able to just cow people in this
Yes,
situation. I'm just
for sure.
coming right back at him with
Yeah.
with an equal or greater amount of crazy is what I'm trying to do here. So.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna be rolling with +1 with advantage.
So you can plug in like 3d6 and then
Yep.
take the two highest.
Exactly.
Plus
High 2 +1. Boom. So I think I got that. Let me roll that. Boom.
What the flying poop?
That's fantastic.
What the flying poop? Jeez.
That's awesome.
Wow. Oh my god. What the
I
flying
so
poop?
so
I mean,
I for one absolutely believe that it's entirely random, that there is
I
no,
know,
you
but
know, no,
damn.
but it is fun when the dice help tell the story, as they are right now.
Okay. And this is with advantage. I
Yeah.
mean, what?
Sometimes
3.
some
Basically
some
for the recording, it says 3. I mean, I will
yes.
post this with the roll, like, pasted it as a picture. But damn, oh my god.
Sometimes
The roll was
sometimes
1 1. Roll was 1 1 1 with advantage is a 2 plus 1 is 3.
yep. Sometimes you get the pig and sometimes the pig gets you.
Seriously, this pig is pissed. Wow. Okay. So, yeah, the pig don't believe you, okay? The pig is
Mhm.
like, "What the hell?"
Yep.
So, yeah, and Obert is equally suspicious of you. Wow.
Did you want a second to think about it?
Oh,
To
yes.
think of something bad enough to make me want to spend a mask and come back?
Yes, I'm not
Cool.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Um actually no, I think I'm going to run with what you said earlier.
Yeah.
Basically I think oh, you've done such a naughty crime. Not for the trough. Not for the suckling at the teat. Ah, maybe you should be left out of the pen after all. But I wonder about your companion upstairs instead. I think, yes. And while he's saying this, he immediately, like, takes that big knife with a sweeping arc and then, like, cuts you bloody, where he pretty much, like, severs your neck halfway to 3/4 of the way off of your, your head, halfway to 3/4 of the way off your neck. And as your body falls, like, and we see the blood going, um, he just kind of contemplates his knife, licks it a little bit, and then says, ah, and on to the next piglet. And then heads upstairs.
I will spend a mask on this because this is good. Because, like, it's not just me getting killed here. It's Rose getting in trouble. So,
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, she's got a gun.
sure.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna. I mean, marking deceased at this point would be great, but then I'm in the basement without anybody to, like, haul my body up or anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and I will do a mask for this one.
Okay. So going from there to 7 to 9. Okay. So from the basement, you were just trying to convince him that you were, you know,
As crazy as him.
crazy as him. Okay. And he backs down. Like, he doesn't back down. He backs off and just kind of considers you. So, what would you like to do? Would you like to help me in my endeavors? Or would you like to be free to come back and taste the fruits of the labor?
You are a fool. Scotland Yard is onto you. They're here. They're watching this building. What I want to do is help you find a new place so that you can, and I kind of, like, point at, like the gobbets on my chin and my, messed up shirt and everything, so that you can continue your father's work.
You are sympathetic, then. Ah, I see you have enjoyed.
I am a connoisseur, sir, and in all of my centuries of delectation, I have never encountered anyone with so fine a hand in your endeavor.
I am the butcher of our family. I know where to cut, and what cuts are tender. Where do you propose to go?
And so just step out of character for a second.
Yeah.
Is this a thing where just like I can just like make up a place or
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say to him, I know just the place down by the river.
Ah.
And
Place.
I'm just gonna say I know like if you're gonna just go ahead and let me kind of author,
Yeah.
there's an abandoned cannery down by the river that was closed because so much tainted stuff came out of it that they shut it down. But it feels like the kind of place that we could just move right into.
Need to prepare the ritual altar. Need at least a little bit more time. You need to buy me more time.
Tell me what to do.
Your hand on it. And then he holds out his hand for your hand.
Yep.
And he takes
reach out.
he takes his great blade and he will draw his big knife across your hand.
Sure.
And both of your hands actually, and then he will blood to blood. You're packed on it.
My pact on it.
Go. I will prepare all of my implements, and I will meet you back here at night, and you can help me move to this place.
And I, I kind of hold up my bloody hand and I'm gonna give it a little lick and nod and
he'll lick his in turn
yeah,
too.
Go to try and find how the heck to get out of here.
And then he'll indicate you didn't see it until he indicates it with the knife, and you see another shaft of light that kind of shows some shadowy stairs.
Sure.
Yeah, you wouldn't have seen it unless he pointed it out. Yeah,
exactly.
It's like an optical illusion down here and stuff. But yeah, he shows you the shadowy stairs that will lead back upstairs. Yeah. And again, when you go upstairs, it leads to a closet area that you would not have spotted from where you were searching initially. And yeah, it will lead you to another room. So, let's see. Hold on. Actually, it will lead you to...
I'm cool with cutting away to Rose. I've had
Yeah.
plenty of spotlight here. Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll lead you to another room, but we'll go over to yeah, Dr. Whitford and Lady Ross Carter. So, sorry. Let's go over to Rose. So Larabee, what are you doing when you're upstairs and Jack has disappeared? I apologize.
So I think what happens is, so Rose is, oh, I know what she's doing. She's opened the oven doors and the oven's closed, and it's a big brick oven. And it's the fire has not been lit, so it's cold in there. So she doesn't climb into the oven because why would she? But she kind of leans in and sticks her head in to look around in there just to see if there's anything interesting or weird or and while she's in there she hears like a click and like a thunk, and that's when she stands back up and turns around and says, Jack, where'd you... Jack?
Nope.
And she shrugs and looks at the open doorway into the next room, and she shrugs and says, Jack's gonna Jack. And not really seeing anything of interest in the oven, she's going to basically start, I mean, not ransacking the place, but she's gonna look around the kitchen, looking for, anything weird, anything odd, anything out of place. Basically, I'm looking to try to turn up a clue.
Okay. You want to remain in the kitchen, or do you want to go into another room?
I think I'm going to stick in the kitchen because, this is where they actually, this is where they did their cooking. So there's there may well be something weird in here.
Okay. All right. Like, do you toss the place or do you search?
I think I am searching.
Okay, so then I'm gonna say reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. And as she's doing this, since she's, alone walking around here, she's she's whistling she's whistling an odd, she's whistling an odd tune that people here in England probably wouldn't recognize, but if there were any Americans, it's it's a southwestern, like, American folk tune, and I am marking the a distinctive melody she whistles often on my personal quarters items because I've got I've got a +0 wisdom, so I'm gonna just roll with advantage flat and let's see what happens.
Okay.
Keep the high as 2
Mm-hmm.
and roll.
Nice.
That's 10.
Okay. Okie doke. All right, with a 10, definitely get something. With looking through the kitchen, let's see. You find behind maybe like a set of those what do they call them? Not jars. Crap. It's escaping me right now. Basically, like the big canisters. That's what it is. A big canister, like, full of flour and the sugar and all this kind of stuff. You find something that looks like a little book, and the little book it's empty, except for between its pages, between its numerous pages.
Is this a blank? I'm sorry. Is this a blank book or? Okay.
Yeah, it's like in between its several pages, there's pressed flowers in it. Like obviously, like pressed flowers. They're kind of like dried by now, and written on the inside cover. Give me a second. Is the inscription "For my little sweet one." Small book of pressed flowers written on the inside cover, "For my little sweet one." That's what you find.
Okay. She looks through this and sees the various pressed flowers and snaps the book shut, and I think she tucks it into her satchel.
Yep. Sure.
And at that, I guess she's going to wander into the next room.
Okay. Let's get you into the next room just to see before we switch over to back to Bethlem. The next room is actually where the front counter is for the shop. You see the signs covering up the windows, so you can't see into the street, and the street can't see into the shop. And of course, it's dark in here because the lamps haven't been lit or what have you. And there is a paint this scene for this. So Figg's Pig's front counter. You see, because it is a shop that serves folks normally. There's a few small tables and chairs, and there's the prevalent smell of grease and burnt flour. And there is the plaster statue of a pig in a chef's hat, of course, because it's cute. How do you know this was a popular pie shop when it was open? How do you know it was a popular pie shop when it was open?
There's a placard on the wall that admonishes patrons to not block the entrances of neighboring establishments while they await their pie orders.
Similarly, I think there's a limit per customer.
I'm trying to figure out how I want to say this, but I think like all of the like normal supplies that the restaurant would need, the expendables, napkins, that sort of thing, are all completely gone. Like they've used everything, they haven't had a chance to restock yet.
And I think there's some framed newspaper clippings on the wall about, like from the, like, from like the entertainment and restaurant guides of like various tabloids that were, singing the praises of this pie shop.
Massively viral TikTok, right? Exactly. It was Mr. Figg singing, of course. um, yeah. So, let's see. Give me a second. Okay. So if you want, I'll give you like one more info move if you want before we close out of day phase and to go go over to Bethlem to see what they want to do as a final thing for day phase. What do you want to do here over in at the front counter?
What do I want to do here at the front counter? I'm I'm probably looking for more clues here. We're investigating, so I'm gonna be like opening up. I'm gonna be like opening up drawers. Um, looking to see if there are, like customer records or anything else that, would be in, anything else that would be interesting and like, potentially point us in the right direction as to where we might find, the missing Fig family.
Yeah. I mean, or actually, you know what? Let's see. Yeah, sure. Just before Jack comes up, let's do one more info move for you here. Info move with reason.
Okay. Uh, do I want to do another? Looking at my personal quarters items, I don't see anything that would really help me here, so yeah, I'm just gonna roll. Rolling with reason. Holy crap, I got an 11.
Okay.
On two dice, no bonus. I rolled a 5 and a 6.
And I'm gonna make the offer because I can. Would you like to keep it an 11, or would you like to, I don't know, do something to bump it up? Maybe for a mastermind clue. You don't have to, I'm just offering.
Hmm.
You don't have to, I'm just offering.
Yeah. How many masks? Boy, I am burning through my masks though.
Again, you don't have to. Just making the offer.
I think I'm just gonna take the clue for now.
Sure. Alrighty. So this is the front counter. Yeah. Okay. I think as you're looking at the in the front counter area, taking in the tables and the chairs, and then just trying to, see. I mean, they kept it pretty spotless, so it's like apparently it, you know, wasn't necessarily open for the shop business, for people to come in and actually sit down and eat just yet. Maybe this was people picking up orders or what have you, and somebody made a complaint, which is why they got arrested, or they tried to arrest them before the shop fully opened. Um, but I think you noticed something very odd, where you notice that there's dots, very conspicuous dots of now dried marmalade down the counter, on the floor, making a path, as if leading something in or out of the not the not the kitchen, but over to where I guess their quarters are, leading to the upstairs. Dots of now dried marmalade, whoops, making a path as if leading something in or out of a particular room. I mean, I'm just gonna leave that generalized. If you want to specify that it's leading, like, to the upstairs flat, you can totally do that. But I like leaving the clues like more general. If you want
We'll
contextual.
yeah, let's leave it kind of generic. We can like adapt that later as
Yeah.
need be for when we theorize.
Absolutely. I'll let you guys contextualize it to your heart's content. And let's head over back to Bethlem, to Lady Ross Carter and Dr. Whitford. I wanted to do one final thing before I close out of day phase, and then give you guys an opportunity to do something for dusk phase, especially if you wanted to answer a question. So what do you guys want to do now? Lady Ross Carter has approached that orderly. Do you have a name for the fella yet?
I do. His name is Reginald Peck.
Reginald Peck?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Reginald is looking very interestedly at that card that you've given him.
I give him a little pat on the shoulder and I say, "You'll have a good time."
Well, thank you, Mom. I'll definitely look into it once I'm done with my work here. Yes.
I look forward to it.
Dr. Whitford, do you make any remarks when Lady Ross Carter does this, or?
If Lady Ross Carter looks at me, I'll quirk an eyebrow, but other than that, I suspect I'm accustomed to this.
Okay. All right. Do you say anything else to Dr. Walters, or or anything like that? I mean, look,
Yeah.
he's left. He's already left. Sorry.
Right.
To the orderlies.
Was he carrying anything when he came in, or did you take anything off of him when he came in? I guess.
No, no, doctor. He was just wearing the excess clothing, and then just made sure that he wasn't carrying anything extra. I mean, like, of course, he had what is it? Perhaps like a spatula, I think, or a little knife, for what is it? Peeling some fruit, but that was it. Nothing of note.
And then I'm just gonna let Lady Ross Carter talk to the dude, Titus.
Yeah, Titus
I
Figg.
feel like
Well, it sounds like he doesn't want to talk. He's just going to start singing again. So I
Yeah.
think I kind of like throw my hands up and I'm like, this guy's completely out of there. And I say, "Come on, Reginald. We're done here."
If you show Mom. And then, they'll back out. Like, they'll have you go first. Like, have you go, like, behind them. And then, like, go through the door while they perform. Like, they'll act as the wall between you and Titus Figg. They'll watch him. And then, like, they'll slowly back out as well. Like, one at a time. And then, like, Reginald, who's the biggest of them, will, like, will be the one to close the door and lock it. And then just do a double check of the panel, and then just like see him, and you can see him. You're a tall lady, Lady Ross Carter, and you can see Titus is just kind of like dancing in there, but he's staring through the panel, and he's staring through the panel at you, and then just making that grin, like, see how clever I am, just to keep singing and just be here, and my family is loose.
I look. Wait, does he say that?
No,
or is that okay?
That's
so,
the look.
So I'm like, look, doctor, look at how he's acting towards me right now.
Insolent. And he just keeps singing.
Are you objecting to the eye contact?
He's putting us on. He knows something.
I suspect he knows many things.
Well, I mean, okay, fair. But what I mean is he's not as batty as he is acting. He's putting on a show. He's putting on a show for all of us. Is Dr. Walters?
He's approaching.
Yeah.
He's approaching the, like, and the three orderlies are still there, like, and the panel is still open. But I think as you say that, and like you've turned away to look down the hall as Dr. Walters is saying that, and you put on the show, and as you say that, he slams against the door and puts his face up against the panel, and like he has that ringing note on, like, the end of his song, and in the sack you'll go, and then he'll slam away from the panel, and then continue to start his verse again, his song again.
Sure. So I think I approach Dr. Walters and I say, well, Doctor, we've achieved a little bit today, but we may need to escalate matters come tomorrow about getting information. I'm sure your crew will have answers at that point.
Come again? What kind of methods are you considering?
That's for you to decide. I don't know if we could. I mean, I've heard things about truth serums that were like, we could just drug him or something. I don't know.
I believe Detective Inspector Pettigrew would have something to say about that.
Well, we'll let Pettigrew. We just won't tell him. How about that? Anyway, enough for this for today. I will see you at another time.
Indeed. Yeah. So we close out of day phase and go into dusk real quick. Yeah. Let's just set it up for dusk. Any playbook moves or custom moves that are resolved during dusk phase? American.
Well, I got one.
Yes.
I've got the quickening. Now that night's down and the moon comes up. Well, let's see what happens.
Roll with composure or sensitivity.
I will
Your
roll with
choice.
sensitivity.
And it's going to be with disadvantage because you have two conditions still.
So it is. I'm going to focus. I'm just going to try to steel myself and like help guide myself through this. I am going to remember my days with the traveling show, and I'm going to mark my poster from the traveling show.
Nice. Okay. I'll take that.
So
I'll allow you to roll straight with.
So that's going to be straight, and I'm going to roll with sensitivity because that is my better. And it's +1. So I'm rolling 2 dice +1. And I got a 10.
Amazing. All
9
right.
on the dice +1 is a 10.
Okay, great. So let's see. What does the move say?
So on a 10, your body is stronger and faster, and you manage to keep the quickening in check. You roll with advantage when taking actions that use vitality until the next dawn phase.
Okay.
So I think what happens, if I can like take a little, so I think what happens is, so we return to Hargrave House, and does Hargrave House have a courtyard?
Can if you want.
I would say sure. Like it has a court.
It does now.
So I think the Hargrave House has a courtyard, and as Jack and Rose get back, I'm thinking I think our like handsome ride back to Hargrave House is. Oh, I don't know. Actually, we haven't like met back up yet, or have we? I guess we would have.
Yeah, just fast forward to it. Like you're back. Yeah.
Got it. We're back, and like brief scene in the handsome, and Rose is pretty quiet as the sun is setting, and she's like standing in the courtyard, and I think it's so she's like looking up, and I think the moon's at like 3/4. So we're, we can see it, well, moon's at 3/4, so we can see it during the day. So the moon is up and she's looking at it as the sun is setting. And, she's like in the courtyard staring up at the moon. And, she can feel the curse coursing through her. And, she closes her eyes and steels herself. And, we see like memories of, we see like, quick montage of like her time with her time with the traveling show. And, but one of those like quick cut flashbacks is of a mountain lion at night in the desert, also looking up at the moon. And then we come back. We see Rose looking. We see Rose still standing there, looking up at the moon. She's got her gun in her hand. With her finger not on the trigger, but like next to the trigger, pointing down at the ground. And she looks down, and as she looks toward the camera, her eyes have turned from brown to amber, and they are cat-like.
Okay. All right.
And we just hear a bit of a, she makes a bit of a snarl as she walks back into Hargrave House and holsters her gun.
Remember that for night phase, that any actions that you take with vitality will be with advantage, okay? So hopefully we will see something exciting happen for night phase. Actually, you know what? Let me just double check.
Yeah.
While you guys decide which questions you want to answer right now, let me just take a quick look at the play structure. Give me a second, because I have that up. I have to just do it.
Jason is pretty explicit about having everything happen in a particular order. So
dusk phase. Here we go. Got it. Okay. Players may. Okay. Here's the order. Players may attempt to answer a question if they've collected enough clues and wish to do so. Okay, so let's do this first.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry. No. It's a good question. Because I mean, we're actually trying to follow the new rules and shit. It's like, that's
and everything's in flux because they're in the world, but they haven't officially been published and stuff like this. And it's
great.
It's a reasonable thing to be confused about. Yeah,
absolutely. No, that's good. That's good. All right, thank you. All right, so answering a question. So which question do you want to answer? I mean, it's not necessarily obvious, so I'm going to put it to you guys. Which one do you want to answer right now? You can answer the Enigma question, Enigma Little Blackbirds, to resolve the threat, or you could even try to start resolving, any of the questions for Figg's Pigs, because you have some clues.
Are we limited to answering one question?
May attempt to answer a question if you
collect
enough clues and wish to do so.
One question.
Yep, that's one question.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
My vote would be to try to wrap up Little Blackbirds.
Yep. Okay.
But I'm okay with going the other way if everyone else would prefer to figure out one of the Figg's Pigs questions.
No, I'm good with doing Blackbirds.
Okay. So the question is the killer one of the other patrons or one of the escorts? Resolve the threat by laying a trap for the perpetrator and catching or dispatching them. Okay? With the complexity 4. And I'm going to read off the clues for the recording. All right. So you got an overheard argument between two side characters ending with "he had it coming." Lord Brookmead's journal with certain entries torn out. After the hansom crash, the cabbie seemed to be waking from a dream and had a puncture wound by his ear. Quartz crystal shards thrown under a bed. Rumors of a troubled marriage of convenience with fiduciary implications. And worn dancing shoes encrusted with mud. So, if you use up all of those clues, you get a +2. Or if you use at least 4 of the clues, then you'll just be rolling straight on the die. So.
Got it.
Anybody have a theory?
Not yet. So I'm just gonna look at the side characters just in case we want to think about side characters. So we had, because I actually don't remember a lot about some of these side characters, which I guess means we have some license to play with this. But we got Lord Brookmead, who's the dead guy. Lord Piers Mumford, patron at Little Blackbirds, who we did have some scenes with. We have Mother Mallory. I don't really remember much about
She's
her.
the proprietor of Little Blackbirds. She's she's the one who was friend to Mrs. Pemberton Potts.
Got it.
Yep.
We've got Tanner Motley, an escort. We've got Emma Gilmore, also an escort. We have Lucy Emmett. Don't remember her at all.
An escort.
Another escort. We have a Dr. Holzer, who seems to have taken an interest in Rose, and there was a stinger scene with him, so I think he might be important later. And we also had Templeton the cabbie. So these were the side characters that we at least wrote down. I suppose we could certainly invent a new side character if we wanted to pin it on them.
I want it to be Brookmead. Or not Brookmead. Mumford. Mumford.
You want it to be Mumford.
I want it to be Mumford. I want it to be Mumford, who's not doing it because he's in love with her or anything like that. He wants to get her, it's to get her out of her crappy marriage to this possibly weird guy who, may have brought something terrible back from his explorations. It's to protect her.
Okay.
Got it. So I guess I'm actually gonna put Lady Brookmead in as a side character because we did meet her.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, hell, she could be a suspect as well, but I mean,
yes.
we know that Dr. Whitford likes her, so
I don't know if you want
to. Yep.
No. We're friends now.
Yeah.
Yep.
She didn't do anything.
She didn't do it.
She didn't do it.
That's funny. Okay, so I like the reasoning, but how do you get the clues to reverse engineer into that?
Do we know which two? So we haven't established which two side characters were he had it coming,
nope.
Right?
No, we can figure that out now.
I mean, I think that's Mumford talking to her, right? Saying, her saying, what, why would you do it? And he was like, he had it coming, the way he's treated you, and and you were gonna, he was he was going to expose you to his curse next, and some kind of something like that. But I think it's.
I think.
I like that.
Go ahead.
Or alternately, Mumford talking to Emma, somehow, even if Emma's not a suspect,
sure,
that there had to be something.
Which one is Emma?
Emma's the escort he was with.
Sure,
when he died.
Because Mumford doing it when he was with Emma drags Emma into this, and Mumford wasn't thinking about that. Does that sound like why couldn't you have waited till he wasn't with me? Kind of thing. Is that what you're thinking, Kim? Or
something like that. Either he's trying to he involved her enough that she came back to him like, what just happened?
Sure.
And remember, he said at one point that he was not surprised that this happened to Brookmead. Mm-hmm. So, all right, what else?
Let's see.
So I think I'd like to tie in Lord Brookmead's journal with entries torn out. Mm-hmm. I think the entries that were torn out were about Brookmead, and when we look through the journal, I think we've established that Brookmead and Mumford knew each other. They were social, and they knew each other. They were friendly, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. Looking through the journal, there are very few references to Mumford.
Yeah.
And
sure.
Presumably the pages that were torn out perhaps were, I think the pages that were torn out, we're surmising Brookmead is suspecting there's something going on between Mumford and his wife.
Ooh, nice. That's juicy.
I feel like we got the implication that like Brookmead had acquired some sort of, I don't know, magical STI that had been triggered. Like this had been lingering for a bit.
Yeah.
And that I think Mumford, the rest or most of the rest of the clues can imply some sort of threat to Lady Brookmead. Either like the dancing shoes with mud on them, could be she's sleepwalking, or the like the reason that Mumford's doing it now is that he believes Lady Brookmead is under some sort of increased threat because whatever Brookmead picked up in his travels is now accelerating.
That's
It's
fantastic.
infectious. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Lord. Okay. So worn dancing shoes is because like, you know, she's starting to sleepwalk and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about the troubled marriage?
I mean that's just, oh, you know what? Maybe that's a that could just be like scurrilous lies that Mumford is spreading to try and, create like a, like a motive that
Shield.
people will believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a mundane motive for it. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Like,
Yeah.
And maybe maybe Brookmead's money came from her side of the family.
Yeah.
Maybe she had the money and he married into it.
Yep. I mean, she didn't say anything about that part, so I mean, like, why
Nope.
not? Absolutely. What about the crystal shards and the cabbie with his puncture wound and shit?
I think Mumford deliberately I think Mumford had deliberately I think Mumford like deliberately cursed the cabbie because he sensed we were onto him and he wanted to like eliminate the investigators.
Okay.
Yep. That sounds good.
Okay.
And I mean, like like quartz shards thrown under a bed have the feel to me of like a folk remedy. It's like maybe like Mumford's like clumsy attempts to try and protect her from it that just proved that they weren't effective.
Okay.
Or they're effective, but like not against a big enough threat. Like
Sure.
shattering.
Oh, maybe they protected her for a little while, but the sleepwalking, they were put under her bed to protect her, and then the sleep and it protected her for a while, but then the sleepwalking it was the thing that tipped him off. That's like, oh no, it stopped working and
Right.
it's grown more powerful and
Right.
yeah.
It broke. Like
Yeah.
it finally broke because it couldn't handle it anymore.
Yep.
Okay.
Love
all right,
it.
All right. Fair. So basically, you used up all 6 clues.
Mhm.
Yep, 6 clues. So you're rolling with a +2. Who's rolling? And I will accept like one person each, like rolling 1 die, if you want to do that too. What'd you think?
Who hasn't rolled tonight? Has everybody rolled the dice tonight? Is there anybody who hasn't rolled the dice tonight?
Everybody's rolled some dice.
Everybody's rolled? I'll roll it. That's fine.
Okay.
I'm not superstitious, like I said. We got +2.
+2.
All right. So, and this is just total. This is just straight up total. 10.
Nice. All right. So you are correct. That is your theory. It was Lord Mumford who done did it. Who done did it? Okay. So, how do you plan on capturing him? Like, doing what to resolve this?
Oh, I mean, this seems like a thing where, we may just be able to confront him with the fact that we know. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I think that if he's murdered someone for Lady Brookmead, that he's also going to be responsive to like well, now you're caught and it's going to be worse for her if you don't.
Sure. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, given that's a 10, I mean, like, we don't have to get too cray-cray about it. I mean, it could be something as simple as like, I mean, he may run, he may be completely reasonable. So it depends. So
Yeah.
we'll see. But I mean, like, not as much fuss and muss as it would be if like it was completely dangerous with a mixed result. So
Yeah.
So
So
No.
where do we want to? Where do we want to lay? Do we want to lay a trap? Do we want to like intercept him on his way to Lady Blackbird's? Do we want to show up at his house? How do we want
I
to do
mean, I think
this?
that's when we decide what we're going to do in the night phase, then we can do that.
Got it.
Or we, unless we're
Well, let's
jumping
see.
right
Well,
to
here we
that.
go. Let me follow the new
Yeah, oh, sure.
rules.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so we kind of did this a little bit out of order. So we attempted to answer a question. You answered a question. Yay. Resolve any playbook moves. We did that. Okay. Players decide now if they're going to have a London night phase or a Hargrave House night phase. If the players decide to have a London night phase, each player says what their hunter will attempt to do during the upcoming night phase, and the keeper introduces the unseen and assigns prompts to players. If you decide to have a Hargrave House night phase, I introduce the Hargrave House room to be explored and assign prompts to the players. Dusk is a short phase to use to set up the night phase to follow, blah, 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 blah. And if it is a Hargrave House room to be explored, then that's it. You don't do anything else except for that room. And the night phase is over. And we go into dawn. But if you do the London night phase, again, it does the full spiel, which is hunter scenes, unseen, hunter scenes, unseen, and so on and so forth until the night is done. So, what do you think?
I think we should do a. I would like to do a London night phase so that we can actually resolve. I would like to resolve the threat by having a London night phase.
Okay. London night phase, it is. Okay.
It looks like I may need to bail and to tap out in like just a few minutes here. Can I go ahead and narrate my mask?
I thought you did it already.
So I narrated the group mask, but I
Oh, the
have my
mask.
own individual mask that I marked because Dr. Whitford did the threat mask that we all narrated for. But when I
Yep.
botched it in the basement,
Ah,
I marked an individual mask.
Ah, yeah. Okay, got it. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
All right, cool. So this is for the condemned. My first Mask of the Past is narrate a flashback to your early mortal life to show how mundane and simple it was. A young Jack, far more slender and wiry than the one we know, squints as he works methodically with the long strands of fiber, carefully twisting them into the growing length of rope that he carefully coils as it forms. The rope is only a few inches long as the sun rises over his shoulder, several feet long as he sits in its setting glow. As our view pulls back to look over his shoulder at the half dozen other youngsters braiding rope alongside him, we see that atop the hill some distance behind them, the first of the standing stones has been hauled upright.
Amazing. I think, let's see. Yeah, I mean, and that's pretty much it. Like deciding to have a London night phase or a Hargrave House night phase. And there is no roleplay in Dusk, although I've already broken the rules on, like, with the other group about not having any roleplay in the Dusk phase. Oh, damn it. Oh, well. Darn. Okay. So, anyway, let's...
The roleplay gods are coming after you.
Oh, well, I mean, like,
Jason's going to show up at your door and demand your copy back.
ask me if I give a shit.
What sacrifice do you make? That's the...
Bite.
Blood and status. Oh well, life sucks. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna be doing for the unseen for next time. Let's see. Let's do the Browns Hotel. Okay. Browns Hotel. None of the 117 rooms at Brown's Hotel on Albemarle Street are the same, though they each house some of the most fashionable people you'll find in London or anywhere. A concierge, Teddy Miller, delights in spying on the hotel's posh clientele. First prompt will be Mike. Second prompt, let's see. Mike. All right, second prompt will be Kim. Third prompt will be Clint. And last prompt will be, hold on. Jim. Okay, great. So everybody's got their assignments for next time for the unseen. I don't know if you have time to do a quick stars and wishes, Jim, before you have to head out.
Yeah, let me just, I wrote a few things down. Kim, I wrote down the words I could. Um, there's a song from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend that's called I Could If I Wanted To. And it's all about the things this dude could do if he wanted to, but he doesn't. And I just, that made me think of that. But that's such a Dr. Whitford line. I really enjoyed that. Um, Rose, Jack's gonna Jack is what you, and never a truer statement was spoken certainly this evening. So I appreciated that. Um, uh, Mike, thank you. Clint, I love that you are always looking for opportunity for Lady Ross Carter to expand her. I'm not going to call it a harem, but it's her stable. Well, it's wrestling, so it's a promotion.
It's an athletics club.
Yes, it's a promotion. You are gathering wrestlers for your promotion. You are the, like kind of the whatever the Vince McMahon of our game. Um, just less problem, or I was going to say, but less problematic, but problematic in entirely different ways. So, so that's great. And I mean, Mads, delightful as always. Thank you, and thank you for taking the time to, like just say, okay, we're going to pause. We're going to actually look at the rules and figure out how this works. And, because it was, because we are trying to play it as it, as it's constructed. And so I appreciate that you're willing to just, to just pause and, step out of character for a second and kind of,
Yeah, I actually had downloaded the latest thing, so I was like, I might as well check because I have them.
Yeah, look to it. And of course, along with everyone else, I appreciate that, your willingness to sing that the Figg's Pig song again and again and again. And I like you seem to think that the fact that it's a little different every time you sing it is a bug. I'm pretty sure the rest of us see that as a feature. So we will, I certainly will look for more excuses to get you to sing it again. So I really appreciating it. Wishes, we got a night phase coming up where Jack is going to be dealing with a whole bunch of like psychotic pig people. So, looking to get killed. You presented me with and also, I mean, my other star, you presented me with a situation where like, no, getting killed here would be worse than like even though I could do that thing, this is a situation where it puts Rose in trouble, and so that was a neat decision to have to make. Looking forward to that, and also to some time with Lady Ross Carter, because the two of us have not really had a chance to to be in the same space. So all right, I just got a text from my nephew. I'm gonna go pick him up at the train station. Okay. See you guys all next week. This was super fun.
Bye,
thanks a lot. Have a great night.
All right. Thank you. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. I really enjoyed the opening, how we kind of role played out the beginning of this threat. I know we've heard like Jason say you should just read it and get on with it, and partly I agree with that, but also it was really fun to kind of like just play it out a little bit. So I enjoyed that. Kim, I liked our hospital scene. I want to do those again. I feel like you and I could be a good duo for like poking people like outside in the world, like just getting them to like do things. That could be a lot of fun. Mike, the willingness to just go dig into all the Figg's cupboards is great. I can always look to you for that. My wishes, yeah, I think just keep going. I'm excited to see this first threat wrap up and see what's going to get dropped on us next. And yeah, I got some. I need to write some masks here, so got a couple I got to get going. But yeah, I'm looking forward to next week. And Starf, thanks for helping my confusion with the order of operations, because I was just trying to think of like what would be the most optimal way of using it. But since there actually is like an order, it kind of like that's the better way of doing it. So I appreciate the time to clarify that for me. So thank y'all.
No, then thank you for asking the question. I mean, I do appreciate that as well
Yeah,
because everything's being play tested, right? Because we
totally.
are trying to follow on along with what's the latest and greatest, right? So,
Yeah, thank you.
I
I
can.
know he's
I
no. Oh,
oh, go ahead. Go
no,
ahead.
he's no longer here. But Jim's. I'm neither the piglet nor the trough. Whatever that was just amazing. Did I say something other than Jim?
No, I was gonna write something in the chat and I hit
Oh,
space too soon.
okay,
I meant to hit comma, but then I hit enter by accident. So
I see. Mike, your just dedication to making sure everyone knew that Rose enjoyed the pie is sort of weird and delightful. I really liked the story beat of Lady Ross Carter like not paying attention to the doctor at first. You've got a really, I feel like, exquisite use of status, Clint, which like makes me a person cringe, but also is just delicious. Um Wishes, again, he's not here. I kind of want to flirt more with Jack and Dr. Whitford's inept way. Um, this is a safety thing, so I don't know if it's technically wish, but like it felt like the interrogation was starting to skirt towards torture, and I want to make sure we stay away from that. So, whatever we do
fair.
next, and I don't know. I feel like Pettigrew might be fun to play with, so possibly want to engage with the DI. That's me.
Cool. Yeah,
Oh,
stars all
and
around.
Mads, again, the sing.
Yeah, yeah, I'll go. Stars all around. This was super, super fun. Yeah, Kim, I loved our scene at the beginning. Yeah, I think Rose still doesn't. I think Rose still doesn't get you at all. And that's kind of how I'm playing it. She's expecting one thing, and you're giving her something else, and yeah, I just thought that kind of like awkward interplay was kind of cool, and how Dr. Whitford is remaining enigmatic, and I think that's bothering Rose, and I think she's definitely going to poke at that more. Um, yeah, Jim's not here, but I definitely want to give him a star for that scene in the basement with the with like one of the Figg children. Oh my God, that was intense. I loved I loved his flashback, and I loved how he like intercut the flashback with what was going on in the present. That's a really cool way to run a flashback. I've tried to do it. I've tried to do it a few times in the past in other games, and it's kind of fallen flat. Jim really got it. That was really super fun. Clint, yeah, just how you invited the orderly to your to your athletics club. Yeah, I'm really interested in seeing where that goes. On how you're just kind of collecting people. Yeah. No, she's not freaky at all. Not in the slightest. Um, and Mads, I don't know. I know I've said this to you before, and I'm going to say it again. I love your voices. They're all so many. They're so distinctive. Some of them are just so creepy. Some of them are just so. You just are able to express so much about these NPCs with your character voices. That's not a skill I mean, I do something different when I GM, but yeah, I can't do quite that many voices, but yeah, yours are spot on and fantastic. Um, as for wishes, yeah, I'm looking forward to wrapping up our first um, yeah, I'm looking forward to wrapping up our first mystery and seeing where things go. I'm really enjoying this game, and I'm just want to see how it goes.
All right. Awesome. I mean, yeah, like a lot of great little moments there. I mean, like I liked the byplay. I mean, I liked how Lady Ross Carter kept trying to push, and in a weird way. I mean, like Titus was being a pain in the ass, but also in his own way, like like trying to you know, um, like weirdly flirt with her, like knowing that he was just gonna keep on like doing what he was doing, but then also be like look at me, I'm cute. It was just like to push her buttons and just to see how it was gonna go. Um, yeah, and when you rolled that 6, Kim, I was just like, how do I make this more difficult? Oh shoot. And like honestly, I'm like, what kind of question are you gonna ask? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so it's always interesting, like, when it's like a talking thing versus an action thing. And I'm always like, okay, like I need to like, pull on my GM tools and try to figure out how to pivot. So yeah. I liked like your conversational pieces, and then like the two of you like working together for the Bethlem location, and then like Jim's not here, but then just like pulling the moves, like yeah, definitely the use of old bones was like kind of neat. I'm thinking that he kept the 6 though, and he used Mask of the Pig for the 3, so this way Rose didn't get into trouble. So I'm like, yeah, I'd have to look at that thing again and then just check it. But anyway, I think like playing in the basement was absolutely great for Jack. So I'm interested to see what he plans on doing for the night phase with Obert. Oh my God! And then like Rose poking around, and then just finding all the different things was a lot of fun. And hopefully I can get you into trouble, so this way you can take advantage of that 10 for night phase. Maybe you'll help Jack out inadvertently, like as he goes on his foray for Obert. Oh boy, that should be hilarious. Yeah, and then yeah, I mean it's interesting to try to get you guys in trouble, especially for this very first threat. But I liked your solution, and I'm interested to see what you guys do with Figg's Pig, and then like whatever I pick for the next threat, and the next, and whatever comes up further. Um, yeah, I'm finding there's a lot of things that I packed into this mastermind, and like now I'm trying to figure out how to weave it in, because she is layered. All her stuff is layered, so I'm now trying to figure out how to, again, like I said, weave some stuff in, not only her history, but also like some of the things that I've included in her particular overall makeup. So we'll see how this goes, and that's why I playtest. So thank you all for being at my table and being patient with like dealing with all the new roles for the between, as well as like playtesting this whole mastermind thing with me. Um, and yeah, I mean, like it's a lot of fun. So wishes is just to see more of it, like see more of your characters, like see how well you weather like all the challenges. And god dang, witch dice, you are just like whipping it out on people today. Holy crap a doodle doo. Maybe
That was
maybe a weird
brutal.
star for that. I don't know. Like a star, or like a what the hell is going on witch dice? I mean, I don't know. But that was epic. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how the dice treat you next week. Oh my god. Or you could choose to do physical dice. You can still do that. All right, awesome. So, yeah, you guys have a wonderful week. Happy gaming to you all, and I will see you next time. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.